Hey, Brook Scholars, welcome back to Remote Learning with me, Mr. Scott. How are you? And happy Thursday to you. Feelings. Let's talk about feelings. Characters have feelings, of course, in the stories that we read, and those feelings are changing all the time. In today's story, you're gonna meet a whole bunch of new characters, and they're gonna have some big feelings. Let's think very carefully about who these characters are, what's the problem, and how is it making them feel, and then how eventually do they solve that problem. Pass the milk. No, you leave the milk where in the fridge. It's fine. That's just the title. See, pass the milk. That's the title. Passing the milk, and let's think about what we've got here in this picture. I am seeing. Well, what are you seeing? Yeah. Uh huh. Oh, very true. Okay, yeah. Like you, I'm seeing what looks like could be a father over here, a dad, possibly. Maybe this is a family. I'm thinking that we're probably in the kitchen or maybe a dining room or somewhere, we're around a table, and I'm seeing that's the milk, right? That's a bottle of milk, isn't it? Yeah. And then you've got like a little brother, and then maybe an older sister. Looks like they're having some cereal, and of course, I like to eat my cereal with milk, just like you do. So maybe that's something gone wrong with the milk. I don't really know what's happening there. And so there we go. Girls drinking something, boys reaching for a little cup, dad's getting his cereal ready. Okay, that's the milk. So let's get started. Remember, at the end of this, we're going to stop and think, and we're going to retell all the important events of this story, including how the animals are feeling. Animals? I meant characters. Let's do this. Pass the milk. Sonia not started. Do you know how often that happens to me? Ah, Mr. Scott, come on. Sonia stared at the dry cereal in her bowl. The milk carton was sitting across the table in front of Sonia's little brother, Trenton. Sonia was calmly waiting for Trenton to stop talking so she could ask him to pass the milk. Seems pretty simple so far. I hope I have enough pencils, Trenton said. Maybe they should all be sharpened before we leave. It was Trenton's first day of school. He was starting kindergarten, and he was very excited as well as a little nervous. Sonia sighed. She knew it was rude to interrupt, but what if Trenton never stopped talking? A growl came from Sonia's stomach, and the third grader decided not to wait anymore. Sonia knew what to expect at school. She couldn't understand what all the excitement was about. All she wanted to do was to eat her cereal, but she needed the milk. Trenton, said Sonia, I think George is in Miss Rick's class too, Trenton said. He had not even heard his sister call his name. He was too busy talking to his father about what might happen on his first day of school. Trenton, said Sonia a little louder. I wonder if I'll be able to find the lunchroom. Dad, do you think that I will be able to find my way around? What if I'm late for lunch? Trenton, you will be fine, said Dad. Trenton, Sonia said loudly. Trenton stopped talking. Dad looked up from his cup of coffee and raised his eyebrows. I'm sorry, but I've been trying to ask Trenton to pass the milk, Sonia said. He's been talking nonstop for an hour. What's the big deal about Trenton starting kindergarten? I have not been talking for an hour, Trenton said. You have too, Sonia said. Have not, Trenton said. That's enough, Dad said. Sonia grinned at her brother. Dad frowned at Sonia. I remember breakfast on your first day of kindergarten, said Dad. Sonia thought back to that day. She'd been nervous, and she had asked Dad a million questions. Dad had answered every one. Maybe she needed to show a little more understanding toward her younger brother. It would be neat to have him at the same school that she'd been attending for almost 4 years now. Sonia turned to Trenton. Don't worry about getting lost. Your teacher will take you where you need to go. I can look in your backpack to see if you have everything you need, she said. Trenton's face brightened. Really? But you have to do something first, Sonia said. What's that? Trenton asked. Sonia smiled at her little brother. Pass the milk. Very good. Oh, I liked it. All right, time to stop and think what was happening and how are these characters feeling? So we start off. It's breakfast time. It's morning time. It is the first day of school for Trenton, who's a little boy who's going into kindergarten. And he's got big feelings. He's feeling excited to go to school at last, possibly see his teacher, and then see possibly some of his friends. And he's excited about that, but he's also very, very nervous. And so he keeps asking Dad questions. And his sister wants the milk that's on the other side of the table. But she knows she doesn't want to interrupt her brother, but she is trying to put in her request and ask this question of her brother, please pass the milk. But she has to wait because he keeps talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And so eventually she gets so frustrated that Sonia says her brother's name quite loudly, Trenton. And the boy is shocked and surprised. And Dad is quite alarmed as well. He's got his eyebrows up. What's all this? And then Sonia goes on to explain that she was waiting for Trenton to stop asking questions and simply to stop talking so that she could ask him to pass the milk to her that she needs for her dry cereal. And after a little bit of back and forth, did not, have not, was not, Dad finally said, "You know, I remember when it was your first day of kindergarten, and you were feeling quite a ways too." So then Sonia thinks back and she remembers just how nervous and excited she was on her first day of kindergarten. And so she says to Trenton, "Don't worry. You're going to find where you need to go because your teacher will take you there. And I can look in your bag and make sure that you have everything that you need, pencils and things like that." And Trenton gets really excited that his big sister, who's in third grade, is going to help him. And then the kind of punchline, the funny ending to the story is, well, you need to do something for me. Well, first, Trenton says, "What?" Pass the milk. Got it. Problem. Sonia wants the milk. That's the character motivation. That's what she wants. She wants the milk, wants to have it, wants to get it, wants to pour it all over her dry cereal. But she can't. Why can't she? Because her brother is non-stop talking about his first day of kindergarten. Solution: Sonia talks to Trenton about him going to school for the first time, calms him down, reassures him that everything is going to be okay. After they're done talking about kindergarten, then Trenton passes the milk to Sonia. Problem solved. Excellent. Okay, my friends. Well, thank you for having all those big feelings with me. So now what I need you to do, as usual, is to grab yourself a pencil and some paper and answer the multiple choice questions and the short answer questions. Take a photo, post it up on Seesaw. I cannot wait to see it. Remember that when you are reading, it's important that you think about how those characters are feeling, how they're dealing with the big problem of the story. Well, have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, my friends. I will see you back here tomorrow for a bit of poetry. Very exciting. Love a bit of poetry. Until then, my friends, from me, the ultimate champion, Mr. Scott, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.